All right, y'all, if you're not following Harry, go follow Harry. He's awesome. Love him on here. So I want to address this comment about agape love, which is the Greek word that Paul, New Testament, we use to describe love, which means to will the good of others. And so I know it can be tough with like a 7-second TikTok when I'm like, hey, Jesus literally died letting other people believe what they thought was right. He tried to tell them, but they didn't believe him, so he let them believe lies. I know there can be missing some context and nuance in that. And that's what he did. For he loved the world so much, right? God loved the world so much that he instructed Jesus, who perfectly obeyed, to be put to death and be crucified because people decided they wanted to think whatever they wanted to think about him. So I think something that's so important to pull out of the Gospels, and I've been writing a chapter of the Gospel every day for the last 13 days. So in Matthew 12, when Jesus is talking to the scribes and the Pharisees, every time he speaks truth to them, they have asked him a question. And I think that this is so important to pull out because a lot of times what we'll do is we will offer up truth to people when they haven't asked for our opinion. They haven't engaged in conversation with us in a way that tells us hey, I actually want to know what it is that you think about this. There are a couple instances too where Jesus hears them think a thought, which I think is so cool. And he goes, because I know what you're thinking, let me respond to what you're thinking. Now, what I think is so important about this is Jesus can do that because he actually knows what people are thinking, right? But we don't know what other people are thinking. We make assumptions a lot of the time. We think we have the powers of Jesus to know what other people are thinking, but we really don't. So unless somebody asks us for our opinion, which we're not Jesus, so we can share Jesus's truth, we can share the truth from him, but anything else beyond that is just our opinion. Unless somebody asks us for that, we should probably keep our mouths shut. And I think that this is perfectly exemplified too in when Jesus is being questioned by Pontius Pilate right before he decides to put him to death. Pontius asks Jesus, he's like, are you in fact who they say you are? Are you the king of the Jews? And Jesus says, you've said so, if you say so. He's not defending whether that's true or not. He's already told them the truth. At that point, he's just going, you're going to think what you're going to think. You're going to make the choices you're going to make. It doesn't make sense for me to be in argument with you. Jesus is willing the good of others. He's practicing agape love by sacrificing himself in that moment.